On July 10, 2025, China's Ministry of Commerce confirmed a development that has sent ripples through global supply chains. In a routine press conference, spokesperson He Yonggan announced new export controls on key strategic minerals, including antimony and gallium, citing their dual-use applications in both civilian and military sectors. The move, framed as a compliance step with international standards, came amid a broader campaign launched in May to crack down on the illicit smuggling of sensitive raw materials. While the announcement may have appeared procedural, its implications are far from routine. Antimony, a lesser-known but vital mineral, plays an irreplaceable role in everything from solar energy to defense technologies. Unlike the more commonly discussed rare earth elements, the strategic value of antimony lies beneath the radar. Its name rarely makes headlines, yet its applications are widespread and deeply embedded in modern industry. In both the civilian and military realms, antimony is an indispensable ingredient. In consumer goods, it functions as a flame retardant and a clarifying agent in glass. In advanced energy technologies, it helps increase the efficiency of photovoltaic, solar, cells. Most critically, in defense applications, antimony alloys are used to stabilize ammunition, reinforce military-grade batteries, and enhance the strength of armor-piercing projectiles. Even submarines rely on antimony to extend battery life. The global distribution of this resource is highly uneven. China controls approximately 32% of known antimony reserves, with its most concentrated deposits found in the South China Antimony Belt. This belt, covering regions such as Hunan, Guangxi, Guizhou, and Yunnan, holds around 70% of the country's reserves. Hunan's Zikuangshan mine alone contains an estimated 2.49 million tons of antimony, earning it the title of the antimony capital of the world. This geographic dominance gives China a significant strategic advantage. In 2024, the global market saw its first major antimony shortfall in decades, with a supply gap of 21,000 tons. Projections for 2025 estimate that gap will widen to 34,000 tons. Meanwhile, global demand is surging, especially in two key areas: renewable energy and military technology. In the renewable energy sector, antimony is primarily used in the production of high-efficiency photovoltaic glass. Even though it accounts for less than 1% of the overall cost of a solar panel, it has a disproportionate impact on performance. Sodium antimonate, used in these panels, enhances light transmittance and can improve energy output by 1 to 2%. Given the booming growth in solar energy installations worldwide, rising at over 37% annually, demand for antimony in this sector is accelerating rapidly. By 2025, photovoltaic applications are expected to account for 39% of global antimony consumption, surpassing its previous dominant use as a flame retardant. This shift illustrates how closely tied the mineral is to global decarbonization efforts. However, it also exposes a critical vulnerability. Much of the world's solar energy capacity now depends on a material that is tightly controlled by one country. The military applications of antimony are equally, if not more, significant. Its use in ballistic alloys ensures the structural stability of munitions under high-speed impact. Submarine batteries containing antimony alloys enjoy extended lifespans, while depleted uranium shells rely on antimony to maintain integrity and penetration capability. And now, a new generation of antimony-based batteries is emerging as a possible successor to lithium technologies. Following the May crackdown on illegal exports, China's shipments of antimony oxide dropped dramatically. In June 2025, only 159 tons were exported, just 14% of the monthly average earlier in the year. This drastic reduction drove a sharp spike in international prices and caused alarm in capitals and boardrooms across the West. The U.S. Department of Defense responded swiftly. In July, it finalized a $2.5 billion strategic investment with MP Materials, aimed at rebuilding a domestic rare earth and critical minerals supply chain. Earlier in March, the White House issued an executive order accelerating federal approvals for new mineral projects. The National Defense Production Act has been invoked to expedite domestic mining initiatives. But policy shifts take time, and the effects of antimony scarcity are already being felt. In Germany, several battery manufacturing lines have halted operations due to raw material shortages. Across Europe, electric vehicle infrastructure is under strain, with long queues forming at public charging stations. The continent's solar industry has been particularly hard hit. In 2025, photovoltaic installation targets were cut by more than 50%, leading to project delays and job losses. Though environmental groups have criticized China's market control, several European governments have dispatched negotiation teams to Beijing in hopes of securing a reliable supply of the mineral. In response to growing international scrutiny, Chinese companies have reinforced their position in the global antimony landscape. Firms like Huayu Mining now control over 31% of known global reserves through domestic and international acquisitions. Other firms, including Hunan Gold, have expanded production capacity in anticipation of rising demand. These companies are not only securing physical resources but also investing heavily in downstream technology. Chinese smelting and processing capabilities now form a near-impenetrable technical barrier for competitors. For instance, Shaanxi antimony industry has achieved a 95% deep processing rate, transforming raw ore into high-purity products such as flame retardants and advanced catalysts. China Tungsten High-Tech has produced nano-grade antimony powder with 99.99% purity, surpassing long-standing leaders in Germany and Japan. At the same time, Chinese research into next-generation batteries is redefining energy storage. Antimony-based air batteries, pioneered by T-New Energy, boast a volumetric energy density of 650 watt-hours per liter, with projections of reaching 1,000 watt-hours. These new batteries promise higher stability, extended life cycles, and greater recycling value than conventional lithium-ion counterparts. Early tests indicate they can exceed 100 full cycles without performance degradation. Despite the clear dominance, the long-term outcome of the so-called T-element race, T being shorthand for antimony, is still unfolding. By mid-July 2025, market data indicated that domestic antimony prices in China had stabilized after 3 months of volatility. The Ministry of Commerce issued another statement acknowledging the concerns of international partners and pledging to balance national security needs with legitimate foreign civilian demand. There are indications that controlled, compliant export channels may be restructured and resumed, albeit with stricter oversight. Meanwhile, the U.S. and its allies are scrambling to reduce their dependency. A number of mining projects in Alaska and Canada have been fast-tracked, though challenges remain. Some U.S. military contractors have experimented with replacing antimony alloys with tungsten, but the results have been disappointing. Accuracy tests showed a 40% decrease in performance for armor-piercing ammunition. In Washington, the Pentagon has earmarked $5 billion in its 2025 defense budget for critical minerals, including antimony. However, lawmakers have expressed concerns that this may be insufficient to close the gap. Internal cost assessments of alternative U.S. sources reveal production costs 3 times higher than China's spot market. One official reportedly recalled a 3-year-old intelligence report titled, "Antimony, an Underestimated Strategic Risk," a warning that at the time was largely overlooked. Today it's clear that warning was prescient. What once seemed like a niche material has now become a flashpoint in global geopolitics. From energy transition to national defense, antimony is proving essential to the 21st century economy. And as the world becomes increasingly reliant on high-tech systems powered by rare and specialized materials, securing their supply has become not just a matter of economic policy, but national security.